Oh, people, I feel so much empathy to you for those who are just coming out of the dark night of the soul after a narcissistic relationship, and you are re-engaging in the dating world, and perhaps you are in a relationship with someone right now, or just starting a relationship with someone right now, and you thought to yourself, my goodness, I thought this was going to be so darn easy. I just went through the worst situation in my life, and I went through the dark night of the soul, and I went and chased and killed and conquered a bunch of demons, and by golly, why am I still so messed up? This should just be like a shoo-in for me. Like, I should just meet Prince Charming, or if you're a guy, Cinderella, or pick your Disney princess, and everything should just be groovy from here on out. Fuck no, it's not. And you're like, why not? Like, man, I paid my dues. Now, I'm here to tell you, it could be a number of things, but we're going to just pick a couple. Number one, it's the wrong person for you. Oh no. Number two, it's the right person for you, but you both have some work to do to make it even work. Or three, you're not ready. So, I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of other options, but we're going to go with those ones, okay? So, if you are in a new relationship or you're just starting, you could be like, man, there's all these conflicts that are still happening. I swear I'm seeing these red flags. Like, what is going on? And you could be true. It could be right. It could be another narcissist. Maybe not even a narcissist. Maybe just a toxic person, or just maybe not a person for you. And those red flags, which you may ignore again, which doesn't make any sense to you because you're like, how could I possibly ignore red flags when I just went through what I went through? Like, am I the most like asinine person in the world? No, you are not. No, you're not asinine. You are simply a being on this planet stepping into different realities and experiences that you're still trying to sort of assimilate them within you. And so you may step on some landmines every now and then, and you may be like, wow, I can't believe I did that. You're okay. So this person might not be the person for you. If the red flags continue to happen, you need to cut it off. That's the reality. Because you can keep trying to hold on to it, but if it's not going to happen, and those red flags are red flags because he's not or she's not the person for you, it is time to move on. The second one is that they are the right person for you, or maybe just a good person for you, or maybe a person for you. And perhaps there was things maybe like some yellow flags, or, you know, they've had some issues because perhaps they're coming in from a narcissistic relationship, which the narcissistic community doesn't really talk too much about. Like the fact that you are coming from a narcissistic relationship, and perhaps so is someone else. So you've got these two people coming together who in some ways, without, if we're just going to talk in the human terminology, are kind of damaged. You know, these two humans are just like, you know, they've got like scars all over them, and, you know, and they're one's so scared of this and the other one's so scared of this. And it's like they're both so scared. And there's also the fear that they're going to get hurt again. And so it's like you have these two adults who truly are good people, or good souls, and who want the best for each other, but also for themselves. And so it becomes a sort of very, very hard sort of relationship to navigate, as opposed to maybe meeting someone who doesn't really have really any baggage. They've had sort of normal relationships that kind of came in and faded out, and they're willing to kind of like understand where you're coming from. But that doesn't always happen, especially the older you get. The chance of you finding someone that has not been affected by someone who is toxic or negative is pretty low or lower. And so part of this, and my suggestion for this, if this is where you find yourself, is to take it slow and to communicate authentically with each other, to not hide anything, to not disclose things, to be vulnerable and authentic about how you feel. And if they are the same way, you can be two humans or two beings that are co-creating this new paradigm of a relationship for you, which will look completely different than any other relationship, because perhaps you have two people coming from two sort of tumultuous relationships, but they're really intending to make this one pure and good and true, even though they don't really have much of the ingredients to know how to do that. So they might be like just fudging it, and they just might be screwing up here or there, and like just, it could be a little bit of a clusterfuck, but their intention is good and pure. If you find yourself in one of those, give yourself some time and see if it is something that will come to fruition. It could just be that there's two people and it's not ready, or it's just like there's too much damage and it's going to take a little bit of time, or the communication's not there. But if you both can have that communication, and if you both have the genuine love, and there's not these blaring red flags, then, trudge softly and see if there's a potentiality in that. And the last one is, it's just not the right time. You're not ready. And maybe they're not ready. And that is another common thing, that you might get back out into the dating world and think, okay, I can do this. I'm ready. And, and not only that, maybe you want to be with someone, like you're wanting to share your life with someone. You want that companionship. You're lonely, which I hate to say, because you don't really want to go into a relationship feeling lonely. But, the reality is you probably are going to be feeling a little bit lonely. And there will be times, and that is completely okay. But even if you gave it a year, you give it a year and a half, and you're thinking, okay, I'm ready now, and then you're out there, and maybe the person doesn't have any red flags, or maybe there's some yellow flags, or maybe the communication's good, but it's maybe sometimes not good, or you really love them, but it's not completely jiving. It could just be that you're not ready. And maybe it's time to step back and to sort of give yourself a little bit more time. And that is okay. And this whole dating after being in a narcissistic relationship is kind of intense. And I'm speaking for myself. Even having taken, a chunk of time to myself, to go through and really look at myself and to learn my own lessons and experience that and explore that. Being in a new relationship it is not a walk in the park. And I think you get this idea that once you've left a narcissistic relationship and you went through everything that you went through, which was so brutal in so many ways, that, like I said in the beginning of this video, you're kind of you should be kind of shooed into this sort of utopic relationship. And it's just not true. And then you find yourself going, how is this possible? I'm kind of still going through some other stuff. We are in an interesting time on our planet right now as a whole, and humans, and I don't want to call us humans, but us beings are having a hard time emotionally and spiritually regulating our time on this planet. Aside from being in a narcissistic relationship or coming out of one. So now, once you've come out of one, you've given yourself some time, and now you're in a new relationship with just the feelings that are going on this planet, and then now you're with this other human being or this other person, for lack of a better word, who may be experiencing some of the same stuff you're experiencing. It is a very precarious dance, both beautiful and sort of sad in some ways. And maybe sad's the wrong word. Maybe just clumsy, just a little bit, it's not pretty. And so you have to give yourself grace no matter which one of these you find yourself in. And like I said, there's other options, but these are the three I'm talking about. Give yourself grace if this person's not the one for you right now. Even after a allotted amount of time, give yourself grace. Red flags after red flags, devaluation, all that, it's not worth it. Don't do it. Stop, stop, stop. If they are potentially good for you, or there is a promise there, and there is a love there, and there is a familiarity there, and the flags aren't too red, and maybe there's some yellow in there, and maybe you keep holding on, give yourself some grace, give yourself some time, give them some grace, give them some time, and see if it turns into anything. And lastly, if it just doesn't seem like it's meshing, no matter how many people you work to see or how many dates you've gone on, it's just not, something's not right, then perhaps it's not the right time for you, and that is okay. It's the right time for you to be with you. So hopefully this helps. If you would like to have a chat with myself or fellow coach Idana, our information is below. And I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful morning. Talk to you later.